Okay, we go for 10 rounds. I gave all my instructions in the dressing room. Expect a clean fight. Listen to my orders all the time. Touch gloves now and after the fight. Good luck to both of you.
10 2-minute rounds. And on paper, this shouldn't be a bad match. The one defeat which Nadia RAOUI has experienced, there she is, was a split decision against the boxer who Steve was telling you about, Susie Kentikian. Kentikian, from whom Melissa McMorrow won the title. McMorrow may be slightly the heavier puncher, we'll see, but on paper this looks as though it's going to be a pretty tight matchup. Not too much between them physically. RAOUI standing 5'1", McMorrow pretty much the same, and McMorrow's made a bright start here.
Yeah, both throwing punches, aren't they? Both very active already, John.
Yeah, to underline what Steve Bunce was saying, if Ava Knight were to be involved in this sort of skirmishes, then certainly that would be an interesting proposition. She's currently ranked world #1 in the flyweight division, another top Californian.
Both landing with their fair share of punches, but McMorrow, the one constantly going forward, isn't she? She does take a backward step, landing with good left hooks to the body. With a good left hook there from McMorrow.
She's certainly trying to work the body. Nice uppercut from the challenger. And punches thrown after the bell. Tight opening round.
Yeah, good round as well, wasn't it? Very.
The impression that McMorrow was forcing the pace, Barry.
Yeah, I think that was the only difference. I think she was getting picked off at stages, but I think the fact that she was rolling forward,
right there, okay, you socked her.
landing with good hooks to the body was enough to give her the round.
When you get in there, start looking to curl that right hand over. She's standing up really straight, really straight. The hand's like here. Keep on working that body. Those elbows will come down sooner or later, okay? They'll start coming down. Those hands will come down. Really stay on that body, and don't forget that hard jab to the body, okay? Her jab, she just pushes it, trying to hold you off like this. So, you know, you just kind of time it, feint, and that jab will come out, boom, right hand to the body, and then remember, right hand over the top, okay?
Agree with all that, Barry?
I do, yeah, because
you get that after.
He's right, you know, I think McMorrow just walk through that jab, just break it down, just parry it with the right hand, and then come back with the right hand over the top. Just seeing there, you know, the effectiveness of McMorrow's hooks to the body and head. That was what swung the round in her favour.
Long way to go. Melissa McMorrow, for us anyway, shading that opening round into the second of 10. Melissa McMorrow in the green vest, the defending champion. Successfully defended a title once against Yahera Martinez, Puerto Rican fighter. That was in October. Again, that right uppercut going through for RAOUI, and she'll take heart from that.
Well, RAOUI's having her own successes, isn't she, to be fair? She's landing with a lot of shots. But like you said, that right hand uppercut's a good shot for her, but she's just taking a few too many after she throws. She just throw the shot and then tighten the defence up straight away.
McMorrow's strong, isn't she?
Yeah, she's like a little bull, isn't she? Little bull, not boy. She gets a lot of momentum in her work, doesn't she? Once she lands with a shot, she wants to carry on the 3 or 4 punch combination. She likes to roll forward.
Nice right hand from RAOUI. But more punches being thrown again by the champion. Walked straight into a right hand there.
Ruiz, I think she's quite accurate. Just when she finished throwing her punches, she needs to either do a little turn, little pivot, or keep her hands up high. She gets caught after. She's like almost admiring her work, if you like, and gets caught on the counter.
Nice body shot from McMORROW.
If Raoui can keep it at long range, establish that jab more, make it a little more forceful punch out of that jab. Just then McMORROW will allow McMORROW to get too close and work inside. But again, John, I think another close round, but for me, another one McMORROW just shaded.
Well, here's the challenger, Nadia RAOUI, 27 years old, from Essen in Germany. One defeat and one draw against her 15 wins as a professional. She's only had 3 wins by stoppage. And that one defeat was by a split decision against Susie Kentikian.
Und fang an, der erste Schritt zu machen. Du gehst raus und lässt sie wieder den Schritt machen. Du musst den ersten Schritt machen, dass du die Vorwärtsbewegung im Schlag drin hast. Wenn du dann mit jetzt klare Hände.
Just marking up a little bit under that right eye.
Well, she hasn't made a bad start, really. No, I have her 2 rounds down, but I think depending on what side of the ring you're looking at this fight, you know, you might see a slightly different angle and maybe give it that first round, possibly.
Certainly perceptions to women's boxing have changed so much in the last 20 years, and I suppose the terrific reception and the fame that Nicola Adams has got back home after a victory and the Olympic gold medal London 2012 has underlined that, and for many people I think she was probably the best British boxer of that team. She was certainly a lovely stylist and a very engaging personality to go with it.
Yeah, well, she did phenomenally well, and she really put a boost in for the women's boxing for the next Olympics. But for me, obviously, the standout women's boxer has to be Katie Taylor, isn't it, from Ireland? You know, a phenomenal athlete who would compete with any women's boxer, amateur or professional, right now.
RAOUI just starting to get to McMORROW a bit more in this 3rd round. McMORROW maybe just telegraphed too much a desire to work the body of RAOUI, and it's left a fairly inviting target, and she's landed on more than one occasion with nice uppercuts.
And a nice flurry of 4 straight punches as well, wasn't it?
Women's boxing for the first time at the Commonwealth Games next year in Glasgow.
That'll be interesting.
Alex Salmon will be getting excited about that one in the run-up to the referendum.
Again, another close round.
I thought RAOUI did better in that round.
No, I'm just marking, I don't know, for that round. I get nothing in it, though, I don't think. I think you find that, don't you, with these women's fights, especially at this level. They're so evenly matched, aren't they? And the rounds are so competitively fought.
Go.
Some of the big names at ringside being introduced to the crowd.
Just keep working the body in there, okay?
These German fights.
Sit down and dig. Now, she's just
really sort of star-studded occasions. There'll be many of the great and good of the sporting firmament who'll be in attendance.
Okay? Jab, hook, right hand.
As Mr. Buffer would say.
Okay. Yep.
Solid jab there from McMORROW, but I think the successes were more fleeting in that round than they were in the previous 2.
4th round then of this 10-rounder. WBO and WIBF flyweight titles at stake.
Good work there from McMorrow, wasn't it? Right hand, left hook on two occasions.
Really high work rate, doesn't she?
And when she stays low and just bobs in front of her opponent. He should stay low there. McMorrow just roll the shoulders. Let RAOUI punch down. And that's for RAOUI's problem there. She just can't establish the jab enough, can she? It's just not enough force behind that jab to keep McMorrow at bay. Do a good left hook there from RAOUI. So hard to stop, isn't she, McMorrow, when she gets the momentum moving forward. Throws the punches in 3s and 4s, stays low, dips. Just not giving an opponent enough space to work, is she? And that was a clear round there for McMorrow.
Yeah, she's doing pretty well and carrying out the instructions that she's getting in that corner. All the time, the big auditorium filling up. Minutes ticking away before the main event.
Du rollst und sie hat die Hand unter und du ziehst nicht durch. Bring den Druck mit beim Rollen. Roll, zieh rum, zieh
Nadia RAOUI is really putting it in, but she's struggling to maintain the pace. You sense, just get the feeling that although all the rounds have been competitive, she's just being outworked just a touch.
Yeah, and worrying signs for her, but that was a big round for McMorrow, I think, that last round, that fourth round. She just hasn't got enough strength behind the jab to keep McMorrow at bay.
Well, that's some good work which the German directors managed to find from Nadia RAOUI.
Komm, Rolle und lade.
And again there, but really the story of that round really was McMorrow getting momentum going forward, I think.
So we move now into the 5th round.
Fast hands there from McMorrow. RAOUI just needs to keep that nice solid jab if she can get it. Just keep, before McMorrow makes the move, before mounts the attack, just slam that jab in her face. Keep circling to her left. Good right hand there from RAOUI.
Again, close, competitive round.
Well, when she gives herself space for RAOUI, she's boxing well, isn't she? You know, she can throw that uppercut. It's a longer shot than obviously McMorrow would be in the shorter fighter. But she lets McMorrow get too close. Finds her hand to let her shots go.
The advice from that particularly well-spoken American trainer in the McMorrow corner came from Eddie Croft. Now, those of you who followed boxing down the years will remember Eddie, 3 times challenged for a world title. Tom Johnson at featherweight in '95, Marco Antonio Barrera at super bantamweight same year, and then in 2003 his last fight was against Eric Morales when he went for the WBC featherweight title. Lost on all occasions, but he was a good fighter in his day. And now here he is in Germany this evening as the trainer of Melissa McMorrow. And RAOUI has again had a moment in this 5th round.
I think she had a good round, hasn't she, in this round? Kept it longer, I think, at the most part of this round, and had success.
Not a lot between these two. It's a very competitive fight.
No, that's a round for RAOUI for me.
5 rounds completed. And a reminder, if you're just joining us, our main event coming up Arthur Abraham against Robert Stieglitz, WBO super middleweight title. We're expecting that one just after 10 o'clock or thereabouts. And before that, Robert Hellenius, the Nordic Nightmare, in action against our own Michael Sprott.
Komm sofort wieder rechts, Crossover, links, Mitte. Immer wieder Fürhand, aber Fürhand hart, Druck rein. Und löst dich dann.
Die rechte Cross kommt super. Die lässt immer die Fürhand hängen.
Noch ein bisschen mehr Hüfte rein, würde ich Cross wirklich wolle. Ziehe. Und links hochziehe.
And if you're just joining us as well, we ought to underline that there's been victory earlier on in the evening for George Groves. A second round stoppage win against Bakar Barakat. Groves an impressive winner and keeping very much a close eye on tonight's proceedings because he is in place as a potential challenger to the winner of Abraham and Stieglitz. Sixth round then, Melissa McMorrow in the green vest, the American from San Francisco, defending a WBO and WIBF flyweight title against Nadia RAOUI of Germany. McMorrow's got a touch of the Monica Seles about her, hasn't she, when she throws her punches?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise behind there, isn't there? And that sometimes maybe helps to sway the close rounds in her favour, possibly. You tend to feel there's more weight in the shots, don't you, when she yelps every time she throws a shot. But again, another close round. RAOUI just landing the straighter shots. And then McMorrow getting close with a good right hand over the top there.
And neither of them really with the power to cause any sort of one-punch damage.
No.
So it's going to be done on work rate, accuracy, number of punches landed, and you'll have your ideas at home about who's winning this one. The way I'm looking at it, not a huge amount in it. McMorrow's raised a game again here in this round.
Well, good right hand again there from McMorrow. She took one first off RAOUI and then landed the good one herself and another one.
She's going headhunting now, McMorrow. Tactics being to try and soften up RAOUI with the body attacks, and now she's going headhunting. And for me, she took that round.
Yeah, me also. Yeah, was getting nothing in it. I just think those 3 or 4 big right hands was enough to swing it her way.
How you doing? Oh, I do it with this. Got it? All right. Hey. So just keep attacking that body now. Remember, she's trying to catch you with uppercuts coming in, okay? This time what I want you to do is I want you to start showing it later on in the round. Show it, try to get that uppercut to come up. Just remember, lean away from it. Boom, right hand, okay? All right? And let's start jabbing really hard to her body, okay? Try to get close, and boom, okay? Stick those jabs right to the gut. Yep.
Melissa McMorrow have been sparring for this in the build-up with Marlon Esparza, who the very keenest of students of Olympic boxing might recall got the bronze medal in this division in the Olympics in London, and was the first American to qualify for Olympic boxing competition. Amazing the facts that you can get off the internet. You've got it by 4 rounds to 2 here. We're in the 7th round of this 10-rounder, and you've got the champion Melissa McMorrow ahead by a couple of points, Barry, but rounds have been close, haven't they? And it wouldn't be a surprise, you know, if these are going to be contentious, and she just keeps coming forward, though, doesn't she? Keeps ploughing forward, real.
And that's been the difference for me, to be honest. It's just the heavier shots, possibly, and also just the work rate. She throws 6, even if she only lands with 2 or 3, and the fact that she's going forward all the time just sways the rounds in her favour, I would think. And she's getting caught coming in quite often.
She's certainly a repetitive grunter, isn't she? But you shouldn't. I maybe shouldn't take the mickey out of her too much, because there's been a few fighters over the years who've done that. Remember Alan Minter? This is going way back into the mists of time.
Remember Alan Minter?
Yeah, but he was pretty loud, wasn't he? He used to give the big grunt when he threw his punches. That's why he had the nickname.
War nicht so viel Schwinger in die Luft, aber war deutlich bessere Runde. Deutlich bessere Runde jetzt.
Geht nicht.
8, 9, 10 noch. Nochmal aufdrehen. Muss noch mehr kommen.
Little check over his shoulder to see what round we're in now.
Bleib konzentriert.
Bam, coming up.
Bam.
Ronnie Heffron's another
Nicht so
current
gut
fighter.
Durchrolle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes a noise when he punches.
Konzentrier dich auf die Sache. Stoppe. Geh aber noch einen Schritt raus. Geh also einen Schritt raus. Schließe beim Rausgehen. Und dann setzt du wieder an. Bam, bam. Raus, rechts ansetzen.
How did you score that last round, Barry?
For McMORROW, again, just because the momentum going forward. Again, very close round, but I think she won that again. And I think the fight's just starting to pull away a little bit for RAOUI now, a little bit.
But RAOUI is the home fighter.
And listen, John, if you sat the other side of the ring, you'd have a totally different fight, couldn't you?
Well, that can always happen, can't it? Nice right hand from McMORROW. Landed fairly flush. She just doesn't take a backward step, does she?
No, you can see that's been a recipe for success for her, hasn't it, in her career. The fact that she's like a little baby bull, and she's rolling forward.
Well, there's somebody out there, of course, who'd probably say that she wouldn't be a bull. But I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, and I good lift of the body there from McMORROW. You have to admire RAOUI, though. Even though she's under a lot of pressure, she's constantly fighting back, trying to throw in the pressure, trying to make some space for herself to land those straight shots, but McMORROW just won't be deterred, landing with a big right hand again.
Yeah, sometimes the guy who does so much for Box Nation, Jim Bentley, doesn't always get the credit that he deserves on air. I think I've got to give it now, because I'm being told that Melissa was a semi-pro footballer, played in the United States and in Brazil. She made a boxing debut at the Playboy Mansion, and her job is for a company called Solar City, which they're big noise apparently in San Francisco way, in the alternative energy sector. You want your solar panels, she's the girl to talk to. Courtesy of Jim Bentley.
And for me, that was a good round from McMORROW. Yet again, having a lot of success with that big right hand over the top.
Eddie Croft again with Melissa McMORROW. And she looks, assuming the judges are seeing it the way we are, as though she's on her way to retaining her title now.
This is open all day. Left hook here, right hand here, okay? Left hook to the body, curl the right hand over top. You get any? Okay. Left hook to the body, curl the right hand over the top. You're still letting her get off the hook, okay? You're still making her miss and not making her pay for that. All right, you do a little bit better because you're trying to set it up at the end. But even when you're not trying to set it up and you're slipping and she's missing, she's got to pay for that, all right? Almost there. Okay.
Calm and clear, the instructions, no histrionics.
Come on, Melissa, let's get her out of here this round.
And he's right as well, isn't he? You know, you do have to make a miss, make him pay. You know, I think that's a success for any any young aspiring fighter to work from.
So into the 9th round, just 2 rounds remaining. Did I say that Melissa McMorrow has an architecture degree?
You did.
Did I?
Courtesy of Mr. Bentley. Good little bit of lateral movement there from RAOUI.
You wouldn't want to be upsetting her too much when you were doing the negotiations for those solar panels, would you? RAOUI is catching her coming in, but mainly with single shots. Still, the work rate is with McMorrow.
But to RAOUI's credit, though, she's always fighting back, isn't she?
Well, good balance, hasn't she? She's a former kickboxer. A lot of former kickboxers, you know, they're often square on, but she moves well.
Yeah, I think she's boxing quite well. Just tried to step in with the right hand there. She committed herself, to be fair. Didn't quite land on the target, but I think if she had a more forceful jab, she'd be a 10 times better fighter.
She just physically can't keep her off.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, and that's where that jab would come into play, but she covers up well. They both got tight defence, to be fair to them. They do the basics, the fundamentals very well.
Yeah, it's been a decent scrap. Oh, that's a nice right hand from McMorrow. Good right hand straight down the tube. The right eye of RAOUI marking up more with each round that slips by, and just 1 remaining. And McMorrow looked as though she was bossing that round once more.
Yeah, I give that to her as well. RAOUI had the successes, but McMorrow now, she's just found that momentum to go forward. Won't stop throwing shots, will she? They've worked so very hard, pair of them, especially McMorrow.
Nadia RAOUI, 27 years old, 4 years younger than the champion. She's given it everything. Referee Manfred Kuschler just coming round and telling them, reminding them that this is the last round coming up now.
Gibt in der Runde keine Geschenke. Die Hände sind oben, Gewicht runter. Die holt jetzt alles raus. Immer wieder Stopp.
Jetzt sind wir auch zuerst vorne. Komm, jetzt sind wir vorne. Dominanz.
Well, she needs a huge last round, assuming the judges are seeing it the same way that we are.
Yeah, I'd give the last 4 rounds now to McMorrow, and I think, you know, it's a big ask now for RAOUI now to force a stoppage.
Good competitive fight, though.
Do you know what? It has been good, hasn't it? But they have some throwing punches. It'd be interesting to see how much they're getting paid compared to how much Edmund Gerber got paid, and the difference in quality.
Well, I suspect that's a bit of information that you will never ever find out. If you want to speak to the Sauerland family, be my guest.
Jim Bentley, though, this.
Take the point, though. They have given great value. And a very competitive 10 rounds it's been as well.
The point where, you know, you've got some of these big heavyweights who get paid decent money for not really doing much. Oh, good right hand and left hook there from McMorrow. But these girls here, they just, you know, they have themselves throwing punches throughout. Made an exciting fight, an entertaining fight.
Nice uppercut. Good shot from RAOUI. And that gets the acclaim from her corner.
And McMorrow staying nice and low, isn't she? So RAOUI just punching over the top of her. She's come back with her right hand over the top there, McMorrow.
Well, they've given it everything. As we come now into the last 20 seconds of the fight.
Good right hand there from RAOUI there, but that's taking a left hook for the trouble.
Big effort from RAOUI in this last round, but surely she's got to be behind on the cards, and it looks as though the champion is going to be retaining her title. But that's a really good competitive 10 rounds of action and a good advert for the women's boxing game.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that, to be fair. I think it was a good, entertaining fight, evenly matched.
So an anxious wait. And plenty more action for you to look forward to on Box Nation this evening. 3 more fights for you. Would have been interesting to have done a punch count, Barry, through those 10 rounds. There's an enormous number of punches thrown and a fair proportion landed. Melissa McMorrow, for me, landed the more, threw the more.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. She definitely threw the more shots and landed more. I think RAOUI had a lot of success as well, man. She caught her coming in a lot. But I just think when she landed with those 1 or 2 shots coming in, McMorrow repaid with 3 or 4 shots in kind, so... But I bet there was, you're looking close to 100 punches around there from McMorrow.
Yeah, and that's in 2-minute rounds as well. There are a lot of punches thrown. Well, Nadia RAOUI getting a good reaction from the crowd, building up all the time, and she gave it everything, and she'll be a popular winner if the judges see it her way.
Well, for me, I think especially the first 6 rounds, which were very, very close. You know, maybe being a home fight, then she might have got a nod for some of those, but I think the second half of the fight was definitely McMorrow's.
Champion as well, getting a very good sporting round of applause from the crowd. And it was contested in a very good spirit that's illustrated right there.
Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it? Tough, hard-fought contest, and you know, friends after.
Well, 99% of the time, that's always the case in boxing, isn't it? It's one of the things which is very appealing about the sport. When you
do a tough 12-rounder with somebody, John, you do have a lot of respect for him, win or lose.
Anxious wait for the 2 fighters. Judges' cards being totted up. Our main event tonight, if you're just joining us on Box Nation, Stieglitz against Abraham. And here's the result now of this women's bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the scorecards. Cesar Ramos, Puerto Rico, hatte es 99-91, 99-91, McMorrow. Zoltan Enyedi aus Ungarn wertete 96-94, 96-94, RAOUI. Und Ingo Barabas, Egenhausen, Deutschland, wertete 96-94, 96-94 für die Alto neue Weltmeisterin. Still champion of the world from San Francisco, USA, mighty Melissa McMorrow.
Well, widely varying scorecards there. First judge giving it 99-91 to the champion. The second judge scoring it by a couple of rounds to RAOUI. And the third score 96-94 in favour of Melissa McMorrow, who remains the WBO and WIBF flyweight champion of the world. Well, a lot more action.